Hey, Sasha here. Let me show you today how you can get XML data into your Salesforce Marketing Cloud instance for further processing with the SSJS library. Let's go. All right, I'm back in the editor and I'm loading the core functions as well as the SSJS library. I also initialize the logger on the log level debug, and I've made a video about the logger itself, which you can find on my YouTube channel. Furthermore, just doing a little try catch block with the right output. And let's see how that cloud page looks like. If I refresh the page, I get it works. So let's see how we can use XML in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. If you want to get XML data into your Salesforce Marketing Cloud automatically, you could pull the XML feed via HTTP request, but then you would need to parse it in order to somehow process it. You could use the mscript function, build row string from XML, but it's very cumbersome to work with. And it's very specific to the XML itself. And it will be really hard to adjust to any changes to any other XML. There's another one, which is transform XML, which uses an XSLT with the XML to actually transform the XML. This is what the SSJS library is using. I have prepared some code already, and I will show you how that works. So we use a HTTP request with a method get onto the New York Times RSS feed. We store the response in this request. We then get the content of this request, which is our XML data from this RSS feed, and we will pass it into the convert XML to JSON function, which is part of the SSJS library. That function will return you a JSON object, which we then debug into the console for testing purposes. Furthermore, we take the items from the JSON RSS channel item, pass through all items, and output a link, a title, and a description. So let's see how that will look like in our browser. If I open up the page, we will now have all individual items from the New York Times with a title, a description, and the actual link to this article at the New York Times. If you remember, there is a log debug as well. So if we go into the console, we actually can see the output of this JSON, which is an RSS with a channel and the individual items. I show you quickly that this endpoint here does in fact give us back an XML. So as you can see, this is the data you normally would get back, which will make it really hard to parse in Marketing Cloud. What else do we have instead of the New York Times? Well, how about the Salesforce blog? We can go back to our page, close our console, and we refresh the page. And now we get the latest blog post from Salesforce, again with a title, a description, and the link. If we would go to this page now, we have the 5 reasons to attend the Nonprofit Summit in May. And one more thing. There's a Trailblazer RSS feed, which gives you the issue tracker for current issues. If you refresh the page, you will see all the current issues which are part of this issue tracker from Salesforce. Again, if you would click on the link, you will see the actual issue itself. This is just the beginning of what you could do with this. So if you have to pass XML data you can use the SSJS library with a convert XML to JSON function, which allows you easily to convert the data. Thanks for watching and see you soon.